We got a caller today from Detroit, Michigan. John, what can I help you with?
Hey, Larry, love your show. Like to call whenever I can. I want to talk to you about Gordon Chang. I've spoken to you in the past about him.
Mm-hmm.
He was on the John Batchelor show last night talking about China.
Mm-hmm.
And
he's with Goldman Sachs, isn't he?
We've got the election coming up.
Yes.
He didn't talk about the election, but I'm going to kind of draw the circle together with that. He's saying that Gordon Chang said on John Batchelor last night that the Chinese economy is really in a pretty bad state, and that the yuan is precipitously low to hitting 7 to 1 towards the dollar.
Mm-hmm.
But he said what's even more scary is that on the black market, it's taking 8 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, to trade yuan for dollars. People are scared to death in China, and if you look at the political atmosphere, their president there has made himself dictator for life.
Yes.
And he is pushing all of his departmental heads to act very aggressively against foreigners. If you recall, when Mike Pompeo met with their Secretary of State, basically, that man went off on Mike Pompeo, and everyone was shocked that he would behave like that. You know, the Chinese don't do that. Well, Gordon Chang says now that Xi himself is getting very, very aggressive. There's apparently been a big roundup of political opposition in China, whether it's military, politicians, businessmen, all on the, I guess they're claiming it's corruption when he says everybody is corrupt over there. Mm-hmm. But it looks like, so Xi made a speech here recently where he's warning his country, his party, the military, we are getting ready for war. They're very, very paranoid that we are going to throw our support big time behind Taiwan. We just sent two, I'm just going to call them destroyers because I'm old school, but two big ships through that strait in the South China Sea between the mainland, apparently, and Taiwan. And that has really freaked the Chinese out. They sent one of their ships to almost bang hulls with one of ours here about a week ago. And the reason I bring this all up is, you always wonder, why is the market in general going down? Everything is going down. Okay. And, I know you know Larry Williams. One of his famous things is follow the tracks of big money. And in my estimation, what we're seeing here is we're seeing big money pull back because we could have a war here, a shooting war with China, the way Gordon Chang is talking about. I highly recommend your readers go back and listen to him last night with John Batchelor.
Well, that's certainly interesting. I certainly hope we don't go to that route because that would affect North Korea too, and there's a lot of problems there. But let's keep our prayers that cooler heads will prevail. But God only knows in this type of. Look what Saudi Arabia did, for heaven's sakes.
Yeah, look, I know what you're saying. I mean, it's really crazy.
Yeah.
Look at silver. I've been a silver trader. I don't know, for as long as I can remember. I'm 69 years old. And, you talk about it every day. The old story, we're like pushing on a string with silver. We're not going anywhere. It's such a tiny market. You would have thought that thing would have exploded. Yeah. But it's not,
That's the way it looks.
When does the metal ever outperform the stocks, in that industry, whether it's gold stocks or silver stocks? Something
very unusual, very unusual.
Drastically wrong. And I want to just say, I listen to your show as much as I possibly can.
Well, thank you.
I love your insights and the guests, Stan Harley and Norm Winsky and those guys.
And we'll have Rich Anderson on in about 4 minutes. So listen, thanks for calling in, John, and I hope everything works out for you.
And thank you very much for your show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, John.
Okay.
Well, you bet. Okay, folks.